One seat in New South Wales remains too close to call, and it's shaping up to be a tight race between the Liberals and a Climate 200-backed Teal independent. Live now to Crystal Wu. She's in the seat of Bradfield in Sydney's north. Crystal, how's the count looking there?
Well, Ash, independent candidate Nicolette Boele, she is now winning by about 501 votes, so not enough to make any calls. The seat of Bradfield is a traditional Liberal stronghold. It was held by former Liberal frontbencher. Following his retirement, though, this seat has become a tight contest. So Nicolette Boele, she almost won this seat back in the 2022 federal election, but it was Paul Fletcher's right until his retirement. So we are still waiting for the postal votes and the absent votes to be counted. So we aren't making any decisions until later this week.
She will likely move into the lead, but a smaller lead compared to Tim Wilson, the sort of lead that could come back for Nicolette Boele on those absent other votes. This could be, right now, this could be a 100 vote sort of seat. That's how close that one is.
And Crystal, Labor picked up several marginal seats in Sydney. Does that suggest the Liberal Party's campaign messaging just didn't resonate, do we think, with growing demographic changes there, more culturally diverse voters?
Yeah, Labor picked up some of Sydney's most marginal seats, like Banks, which was held by Liberal frontbencher David Coleman since 2013. So Labor's Zee Soon picked up that seat. Banks is in Sydney's southwest. It has a growing number of Chinese Australian voters, about 20%. Same with Bennelong. So Bennelong covers suburbs like Eastwood and Chatswood, suburbs with a huge number of Chinese and Korean Australian voters. Labor's Jerome Laxale has held on to it for a second term. It was New South Wales' most marginal seat this weekend. He comfortably won it with a margin of about 8 or 9%.
I think, Peter Dutton and some of his policies were a big factor. You then go down to the local contest, and that was a big factor as well. In me, people had someone that had experience at the local level, that lived locally for 20 years, and my opponent had neither of those things. So I think those two things combined led to a pretty good result.
So the Liberals are facing criticism that perhaps its stance on migration may not have resonated with the growing number of culturally diverse voters in this Sydney area. Ash.
Crystal Wu, live in Sydney, thank you.